What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now today we're going to be checking out some Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War gameplay, and more specifically we're going to be checking out Zoo, a DLC map from Black Ops 1. Now I was going to go ahead and do a live commentary or live gameplay of this map, which sometimes I do when new content drops in Black Ops Cold War, but to be completely honest with you guys, I just really don't think there's any reason to make a full video about Season 5 Reloaded. Nothing is too impressive. I mean, maybe zombie fans will be pretty excited because there is a decent amount of content entering zombies, but when it comes to multiplayer, nothing too crazy. A new game mode and a new map that you're watching right here. But I gotta say, it's still pretty fun. It's just as good as it was in its prime in Black Ops 1. It's pretty crazy that the majority of the fun moments that I have in Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare aren't on their base maps. They're always either on DLC or complete remasters that you see right here. This is the only enjoyment that I get out of this game. It's madness. Honestly, I would probably be able to grind out content a little bit more on Black Ops Cold War if they had a 24/7 playlist of all remasters. If that's all they had, then I could probably play it a little bit more, but it's something with these base designed maps that just don't please me, that just completely piss me off. It also might be a deciding factor for Call of Duty Vanguard as well for me, but I gotta say, so far, oh my god, they are looking absolutely gorgeous. And I gotta be honest with you guys, in Call of Duty World War II, the map designs were pretty much all good. I didn't really have a map that I completely despised. I gotta hand it to Sledgehammer Games. Typically, they do a pretty good job with map designs, but until I get my hands on, I won't really be able to give you guys my 2 cents on what the maps are like in Vanguard, but fingers crossed they're going to turn out good. Before today's commentary, I kind of wanted to hold off on this topic right away. I knew about this since the live stream that they put out for the Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer reveal. The developers were extremely proud about this, which I don't understand why, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, but like I said, I wanted to talk about the positive things first. You know, I wanted to give you guys my first initial impressions of Vanguard, and also tell you guys what I enjoy out of it, and different things like that. Again, if it pisses you off, it pisses you off. If it doesn't, then I'm glad that you enjoy the content. But as I was saying earlier, there is a brand new feature coming into the Call of Duty Vanguard that we haven't seen in the Call of Duty franchise, and it's called suppression. And like I just said, the developers were strangely proud of this mechanic, almost showing it off like it's going to be something extremely impressive or something that's going to be loved by millions, when in my personal preference, I'm pretty positive everybody's going to hate it. Now, of course, I could be completely wrong. This might be the best feature ever implemented in Call of Duty history. I'm not some god, some all-knowing legend. No, I just give my opinions on a YouTube video. People get way too butthurt on an opinion-based channel. So yeah, this might be absolutely amazing, but in today's video, I'm more than likely just going to discuss why I think it's just going to be an absolute flop for Call of Duty Vanguard. And the main reason is it's not like other suppression in different titles. For example, the Battlefield franchise. When you get suppressed, your vision gets a little blurry. It's harder to shoot and engage. But in Battlefield, it's almost a little fair, because a lot of times you do run into situations where someone has a sniper across the map or someone's mounted up with an LMG and they have the advantage. So when you die, yeah, you can't really get angry about it, but you need to have some type of fighting chance to be able to compete with that individual. You know what I'm saying? And that's where suppression comes into play. You're allowed to shoot back at the enemy, and even if you don't connect your shots, if you shoot around their general area, that can mess up their aim enough that you can run and escape, maybe get a different position to engage back with that enemy. It works perfectly in a Battlefield title, and it makes sense for the map designs and layouts, and also the number count of people in the exact game. Another great example is the Gears of War franchise. They use suppression as well. Basically, when you're running at someone or you're charging at an enemy, if they shoot you, regardless of what weapon it is, a pistol, a shotgun, an assault rifle is probably the best idea, but it's going to slow down the enemy, and that's considered suppression. So it's not exactly like the Battlefield suppression where, you know, your vision becomes all blurry and it's harder to shoot, but it's going to slow you down so you can't just charge straight up to an enemy. And a lot of games that have longer time to kills, very spongy titles like Gears of War, suppression is pretty viable because it makes it easier for you to be able to engage with multiple enemies, because obviously in a game that has a longer time to kill, it's a lot of buddying up, you know what I'm saying? 2v1, 3v1, people like to group up and combine their health to become dominant. But if you are that last player, or you're 1v3ing a bunch of enemies, you can use the suppression feature to keep them back. If they try to charge up to you, the more you shoot them, the slower they are, which means they can't get to the cover that they want, allowing you to push up to them. You see, a lot of third-person games, and like I just said, games with longer time to kill, have a lot more strategy and thinking to it. So these different features and mechanics are very useful in a game that's revolving around this type of stuff. But all the games that I mentioned, you could tell that suppression is needed to make sure the game works properly. Like I just said, in a third-person game that has a very long time to kill, you need suppression so you can actually engage with more than one enemy without getting destroyed. Battlefield, again, very large-scaled maps. People can be dominant with long rifles, snipers, LMGs, even ARs with scopes. If they're on a good position, they're going to completely wipe you clean if you're in the open. But to give you a fighting chance, they allow you to turn back, fire at them, possibly ruin their accuracy, and it'll give you a chance to run away. Call of Duty, on the other hand, is a fast-paced arcade shooter. It's not a complex game at all. You find someone, you point at them, and then you shoot your gun, and hopefully you win the gunfight. Also, in the majority of Call of Duty games, the time to kill is extremely fast. I mean, you'll be gunning people down if you have a good enough assault rifle with 3 to 4 bullets in a blink of an eye, a half a second. You will kill an enemy if your accuracy is good enough. So what is the purpose of having a feature like suppression if you're just going to be finishing off the enemies in 5 seconds? Battlefield, yes, it has a pretty fast time to kill, but like I just said, the maps are huge. So the chances of someone landing all those shots at such a long range is pretty rare. They're either going to have to tap fire or they're going to have to just spray and hope a burst hits you. But during that time frame, like I just said, you could turn around and shoot them back. Call of Duty, that's not usually the option. If you start getting shot at, 9 times out of 10, if you're not already aware of where they're at, you're going to die. And the worst part about this whole thing is how suppression will work in Call of Duty Vanguard. It's not going to be like the Battlefield franchise, a typical fast time to kill game where it's just going to make your vision blurry or maybe mess up your recoil pattern, allow for a little bit more randomness in the gunfights and also protecting you at longer ranges. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be like Gears of War, a more spongy time to kill game where it's going to slow you down. You see, bullets aren't going to make your vision blurry. You don't have to worry about that. But what you do have to worry about is your character moving like a frickin' turtle every time an enemy shoots at you. So not only are you going to be dying in a millisecond, but now your last split chance of being able to duck into cover in an extremely fast time to kill game is going to be nearly impossible because now you're going to be slowed down, like I said, to the speed of a frickin' turtle. And the funny part about this is that this is reused content, just like we saw with Black Ops Cold War and how they tried to advertise the new score streak system and how they don't reset. No, that was just a perk in Call of Duty World War II, where you can just go along in all your score streaks and you don't have to reset at all, and you can get everything basically at the cost of all the streaks being much more expensive compared to past Call of Duty games. And here we go with this quote-unquote brand new feature that's coming into Call of Duty Vanguard, suppression, which is literally just a copy and paste of the gun perk, or the weapon perk if you want to call it that, from Modern Warfare. I think it was called Fragile or something of that sort, where you shoot an enemy and what happens? They slow down. And that was one of the most annoying gun perks in the universe. Nobody really used it because, it was just so much better to have either fully loaded or sleight of hand on it if you want to use a gun perk at that point. But it was still super duper obnoxious, and it was something that I did not want to see come into the game permanently. And now, instead of it having to be a gun perk, so on a very rare occasion of seeing it, now they're making it a 24/7 occurrence in every lobby that you play. In my opinion, though, no way they handle suppression could be good for Call of Duty Vanguard if you think about it. I was going to say something positive. I was going to say that maybe, just maybe, if they make the suppression like Battlefield, it'll work better than what they have in place, but nothing will. If they make it like Battlefield where you get blind every time you get shot at, Blitz, that new 20 versus 20 game mode that's coming into Vanguard where you play at a large player count on very small-scaled maps, it's going to be nothing but bullets flying at you 24/7, which means, yes, you'll be suppressed every 5 seconds of the game. Again, in Battlefield, it doesn't happen too often. The map is huge, so when you get into engagements, it varies. But when you're in a 20 versus 20 on a 6v6 styled map, it's going to be bullets coming at you 24/7. So that suppression system is chalked. And then obviously the current suppression system that's in place where you slow down every 5 seconds is going to be annoying because who wants to be slowed down when there's 20 people shooting at you? When you're trying to flank and you're trying to be aggro in a massive lobby like that, it takes a lot of time, effort, and skill, map knowledge to know how to flank 20 enemies. It's a very difficult task. It takes a lot of ducking and weaving, running through very stupid situations and just praying that you can survive. But in past games, like I said, in all these modded versions of Call of Duty 4 and World at War, it's possible to do so. You can have it happen every once in a while because you don't get slowed down when you get shot. Yes, you might be to near death every time that you try to run across an open field to get to a flank spot on 20 guys, but at least you got there, You might be at near death, but you had the chance to make it across. And this game, no. It's already bad enough if one person is shooting you and is slowing you down. Imagine if 5 to 10 people are shooting at you all at once and they're all slowing you down at the same time. You're not going to be able to move. And on top of that, the time to kill, stupidly fast, is going to be exactly like Modern Warfare, so I really can't see anything positive coming out of this exact feature. But guys, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and you enjoy the content, or subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have Twitter and Discord. Both those links are down in the description. And also, want to catch me live stream some video games I do off on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.